Hi there, welcome back to the podcast of myself, Joseph Clough. As always, go ahead and find more information about me at josephclough.com for my hypnosis CDs and MP3 downloads, which will 100% satisfaction guarantee. And I just know they're going to be of such value for you, whether it be developing more confidence, sleeping deeply, complete relaxation, or letting go of psychological issues. Whatever it is, I believe I've got the tools to actually assist you in making that change at josephclough.com. And also go ahead and visit my fan page on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Joseph's fan page. Now, today I'd like to talk to you about public speaking. And I want to talk about this because it is one of the most fearful things that people have in their life. And I know that I had it. I mean, I used to be petrified talking to people I didn't know, let alone a group of people. I mean, it was probably one of the worst things I could ever think about. I'd prefer to do so many other things than actually get up and talk in front of people, because I just knew that I would act and react in a way which was very uncomfortable for me. Sweating, blushing, being self-conscious, having that broken voice, all those things. But I have changed. I mean, if you look at some of my videos on YouTube, just type my name on there, they've got quite a few of my seminars there, and I usually talk in front of, well, these days around 50 or 60 people, but if I'm doing a bigger conference, it can be up to like 200 or 300 people. Now, yes, I get a little bit anxious at first, or I should really say it's more anticipation, because I really enjoy it. I get excited about it, and I really want to do it, so it develops that kind of healthy anxiety, which is really just anticipation. But I absolutely enjoy speaking in public, and to me, it's the most mind-blowing thing, because that wasn't me. I wanted to do it, but I just didn't have the tools. I believe I didn't have the tools, or I didn't have the right personality type. I wasn't someone who could just get up there and be an extrovert maybe, and just be in the limelight, be up on stage and start talking about what I do. I just thought it was impossible. Now, I have got a CD for this, an MP3 download, which you can get at josephclough.com. But I want to be able to give you some tips just in case that you wouldn't purchase it, and I just want to just give you some tips still, because that's the kind of guy I am. I want to be able to help you and assist you in any way that I can, and there's something which a lot of people ask me about: public speaking. So, here's the thing. Public speaking can be a massive concern for people. In fact, some people say that it's like their biggest fear. They've done so many questionnaires and studies that people fear public speaking the fear of death, which is absolutely amazing, isn't it? That people can actually fear public speaking than the thought and the fear of actually dying and the fear of death. But I do know from my past experience, as I've said, that it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, I did have this big public speaking fear. And I would become so self-conscious and start blushing. And I was literally like the fight and flight response inside of me was saying, get out of here, get out of here. Don't like it, don't like it. I just want to run. But I couldn't run. I had to be there, whether it be at school, whether it be at work, or in meetings and things like that. I just thought, I can't do this, but I had to stay there. But as I said, that's all changed for me, and I want to be able to give you these tips, because usually people, even before they actually start to talk in public, whether it be 10 minutes before, a day before, we usually think about all the things which could go wrong. We create those internal images in our mind of the things that could go wrong, the negative things that could happen, the doubting what people think of us, how we're going to act, how we're going to come across, and then that creates the horrible symptoms such like the blushing, the sweating, the broken voice, the fears and the anxieties. But we can get back that control. So really, these are my quick fire tips to help you speak more confidently with presence. And that's something that I've really learned, that there's what I like to think. I tend to be able to project my voice much more. I have that presence about me when I am talking in front of people. And that's just how I feel inside. I feel very grounded. So the first thing to do is to know your stuff. You need to know what you're talking about. And the best way to talk about it is breaking it down into sections. So if you've got a half-hour talk or an hour talk or even just 5 minutes, you've got to break it down into key things. Now, the first one is maybe why. Why is it important that they got to listen to you? Why is it important that this presentation you're doing is going to be of value for them? To get their motivation, to really get them to understand the importance of why you're doing what you're doing. And then you break it down into what you're talking about. So what you're gonna break down, what the kind of information, it really is the information, because some people need to know why, and then there's got some people who just need to know the information. And then you want to be able to say how you do what you do. So how the process is going to work, how the information you're going to say is actually going to help the person. And then finally, the what if, like handling any objections or any questions from people. So you got the why, the what, the how, and the what if. I usually find if I break down a subject into those categories, I really get the engagement of the people in the audience, because I'm satisfying each one of a different type of people out there. The people who need to know why they need to be there, why they need to listen. You could say like the motivation and investment for them to listen to what you're saying. Some people need to know the information, like the what your talk is about. Some people need to know how it all works so they can really try it on for themselves, and that's of value to them. And also they want to be able to know and handle their objections and see how they go in the future. So that's the first thing, rehearsing your talk and breaking it down into subjects or kind of criteria that you can easily remember. So really is kind of making maybe a mind map of the type of things you want to get across. Then you want to be able to visually, or you could just say visualize, I guess, and mentally rehearse your presentation, being a charismatic. Seeing yourself being so successful as if it was a real experience. The first thing I'd suggest doing is seeing yourself over there. So we call this like dissociated. So rather than looking through your own eyes as if you're looking out to them, see yourself like in a movie screen, really, being exactly how you'd like to be. See how wonderful you look. See how brilliant that you're standing or sitting down, whatever may be the case. See and hear the presence of your voice. See yourself doing it in a very cool, calm manner, with lots of confidence in every way. This is literally telling the body, there's the new strategy. There's how you're going to be when you do your presentation. It's actually creating this new behavior for you, because it's just been running this old behavior, and now we're kind of giving yourself an upgrade. And the first step is to see yourself over there doing that presentation or doing that public speaking, where it be a speech or anything for that matter. See yourself doing it. See yourself in that picture. And then, once you've kind of seen yourself do it, step inside that you and imagine seeing the type of things you'd like to see. Hear the kind of internal dialogue of yourself of how calm you feel, and feel the feelings, as if you've already got it already. The more you begin to hallucinate and visualize and assume that feeling of being absolutely perfect, being confident, once again you're telling your body this is the new way of doing it. So the more you visualize, first of all, see yourself dissociated in the movie, which creates the new strategy. Then you're giving yourself the experience of going inside that movie, seeing what you'd be seeing, hearing what you'd be hearing, and feeling what you'd be feeling, to get that convincer of there's what's going to be happening. You're telling your body there's exactly how you're going to be in the future. So the first one is to visually rehearse it in your mind in a dissociated way and then an associated way, and just keep on repeating that. And then you want to be able to change your focus. People usually tend to think, how am I going to be able to survive this? Am I going to blush? Or I am going to blush? Or they think I'm terrible. Instead, think, how can I do this brilliantly? Because if we say, I am going to blush, you're telling your body ultimately to blush. If you kind of say to yourself, people think I'm terrible at this, then you're telling your body to kind of act and react in a terrible way, or in a way which doesn't make you feel good. But if you say to yourself, how can I do this? Your body has to search for the answer. It's very much like when you're saying, I've lost my keys, I've lost my keys, I've lost my keys. We can't see them. We're telling our body to delete it. So it's very important how we communicate with ourselves before and during. So you want to be able to ask your questions, how can I do this brilliantly? And then your body will have to, in turn, find the solution for you. Rather than saying, I'm going to blush, your body will go, yes, that's right, I'm going to blush. So rather, I am going to do this in a negative way, change your focus of, how can I do this magnificently? The next thing to do is to actually make eye contact. And this can be a very empowering thing to make eye contact with people, rather just focusing way off into the distance and not actually getting that connection with people. The best way of how I do this is usually if you can get into the room beforehand, or even if you just do this before you go into the room, you go into this peripheral vision even. Usually we're very foveal in our vision. We kind of look in like this tunnel way of looking. Or, you know, like how horses have like the blinkers on. They're just focusing straight ahead. That's usually how we are in day-to-day living. We want to be able to go into this peripheral vision. And we do this by putting our attention, our focus on something above eye level. So if you could imagine that you're in a room and you're looking way off into the distance, and now just bring your eyes higher up, as if you're looking above eye level. It may be like a clock on the wall, you may be looking where the ceiling and the wall actually line together. By doing so, as you just continue to focus there, then just be aware of your vision expanding outwards. So you're beginning to see a greater picture. You're allowing your peripheral vision just to expand into the space. You begin to see more things on the side. Sometimes people say you feel much more entranced doing this, which is kind of true, really. You're taking in much more information in a very calm, comfortable way. So you're expanding your peripheral vision, which is widthways, really, and also up and down, rather just being in this foveal, this very blinkered way of thinking. Now, the more you do that, and then you bring your eyes to the right level, when you're actually looking at people, you're taking in the whole information still. You're taking in the whole viewpoint of everyone else. And it's very hard to find negative emotions in this state, in this peripheral vision state. The next thing to do is imagine projecting your voice over the audience and even past them. The more you do this, a lot of people can talk from different areas of the body. It sounds quite strange, really, when I say that. But some people can talk from their mouth, they can talk from their head, their chest, their stomach, and it's really about how we do it. Now, the way that I do it is imagine projecting my voice, rather like from the stomach and the chest. I usually do it from my, you could say like my neck, really, as if I'm projecting that voice all the way out past the person. Beyond the audience, as if you're projecting it all the way everywhere in the whole room. This in turn gets your physiology to have much more presence in your voice. And you take time to practice. So imagine before you do a talk, whether it be at home or in your own private space, project your voice, talk out loud, and imagine projecting it all the way from your neck, from your voice box, all the way over the crowd, as if you're just projecting it way over and beyond. This really creates a magical presence. The other thing is, if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. No one cares. If a lot of people who've gone to my seminars will realize this, and also gone on my trainings, I sometimes make up words on the spot. I don't know how I do it. I'm just kind of in the flow and I just say these random, crazy words which don't really exist in the world. And it's okay. People get that that's okay. And if you pay attention to it, then it's a problem because you make it a problem. But everyone knows when I'm doing my seminars that it can be a very funny thing because I don't care about it and nor do they. they take it as if that's just how it is. And it's true. That's how I am as a person. I'm not absolutely clear in what I'm saying all the time. I'm in this kind of trancey state, and I'm in the mode of being very passionate about what I'm saying. And sometimes I like to give as much information out as possible, and this can cause me to make mistakes. Now, I don't see them as mistakes. I just see them as that's how I communicate. So, if I say, so cool, make a mistake, I don't care about it. The audience don't care about it. So, all I do is just move on. We can correct what we say, of course, but people make mistakes. So, there's no point kind of getting wound up about it or fretting over it because it's natural and it will happen. Just realize that making a mistake doing talks happens. How many times have you made a mistake where you just talk to your wife, your partner, your husband, your friends, your children? It happens. Do you care then? Probably not. So why does it matter on a larger scale? It really doesn't matter. So who cares? It happens. We do it all the time, so simply carry on or just correct it without apologizing. The other thing is to be passionate about what you're talking about. The majority of communication is not the words that you say. The words that you say really is not that important. It's your tonality and your physiology that you give off. Now, the best way to communicate is when you're passionate. So become passionate about the subject. Even if it's not kind of, say it's work, you're not that passionate about that subject, become passionate about it. For that brief moment, for doing the talk, doing the presentation, become passionate, be it, and thrive off it for a while. Not only does this overcome fear, but it actually really allows the audience to listen to what you're saying. Because I know this for a fact. You've taken in a lot of information which you may not even like the subject, but because the speaker was passionate about it, you had that engagement. They had your attention because they were passionate. We all know about the teachers at school, the good ones and the bad ones. Now I'm going to guess the bad ones weren't that passionate about it. They're very boring, very monotone about it. Their physiology was boring. Now that's not how you communicate, so become passionate. When you do this, your physiology changes. You stand straighter. The presence in your voice expands in every way. Utilize your tonality. That's why we have this wonderful range of our vocal ability, so we can utilize it. So become passionate about what you're talking about. This gets your physiology, your tonality really going, and it ultimately just develops a wonderful connection with the people around you. And finally, allow talking to be a fun thing. It can be very fun. You can be silly. You can be passionate about it. Talking in public is something which can happen very easily and very, very comfortably because it's all down to you. So through practicing those tips and rehearsing it, being prepared, visually rehearsing it, knowing your content, being passionate about it, projecting your voice, moving on from so-called mistakes, you're really going to be able to take your speaking ability to a new level. As I said, I have got my Overcomes Public Speaking Fear on Hypnosis CD and download at josephclough.com, but even if you didn't purchase that now, it wouldn't matter, because with those tips you are going to enhance your ability to talk in front of people. Of course, the Hypnosis CD is very profound in the results that it gets, and I know that because I use the exact same processes for me to change, but these are the type of mindsets to have whilst going ahead and speaking in public. So I hope you enjoyed that. And once again, you can go ahead and visit josephclough.com for more information about me, the products that I've either recorded on a Hypnosis CD and MP3 format, as well as to stay updated on Twitter. Go ahead and visit twitter.com/josephclough or Facebook, which is facebook.com/joseph's fanpage. Go ahead and do that to stay up to date in with what I'm thinking at the time, these podcasts, these free competitions and so on, all for you, designed for you, with you in mind to be your potential in every way. So have the most wonderful day and be your potential. Many thanks and bye-bye.